Welcome to the background template for the YouTube channels 2.0. Now, you may already have seen this. If so, go ahead and pause it and place your order. If you still aren't sure, go ahead and watch it and take a look at what this template has to offer. For a measly $1, think of all the time you're going to save yourself in creating your very own YouTube channel 2.0 background images. Enjoy! So here we are inside the Photoshop template for the new channel designs for YouTube channels 2.0. We start out with our sample channel player view. That's automatically right up here. There's our player view. If we turn on this layer right here called sample grid view, you can see what the grid is going to look like compared to the player view. That's just to give you some guidelines as to where to figure out where the heck you are. Speaking of guidelines, if you know Photoshop, you can do your command or control semicolon, and on come all kinds of guides. In fact, let's zoom in on those so you can see how accurate they are. They line up nice and clean and crisp as to where what's called the wrapper lines up. So this black area is referred to generally as in the new YouTube channels, it's what's called a wrapper. So that's done by turning on guides. We've also got a thing here, let's turn off the guides. We've got a thing right here called line guides and markers. If I turn that on, you get some red ones, and that's just something I thought it might be handy if you were to see where things line up without having to turn on and off your guides, because you can actually export these as a graphic, whereas you can't do that with your guides. So to design your own stuff, we've given you this thing right here called area outlines. That'll help you figure out where the top area and the bottom area and your profile area and all that good stuff starts out. If you turn on your player view, that'll show you this other stuff. So you can see this dark area that's going to show up as part of your wrapper color. So if we were to bring in, for example, a background graphic and stick that underneath, we can see exactly where things are going to line up. We can make sure if we're messing with our bevels and edges and stuff, we can have it go right to the edge of where that wrapper is. Again, turn on your guides if you want, turn them off, turn on your visible line guides if you like, turn them off. And by the way, if you decided, there's a bunch here, vertical lines, you decided you didn't want all of these horizontal lines to be visible, just go right ahead and turn them off. The whole point of the template is to make sure you get things lined up right, so you're generally going to do a lot of your work with this area outline thing on. Let's turn on something else here. This right there is an example of a graphic background that you might want to interact with. If we were to zoom in this area, you can see where we've got some arrows and things written in there that say watch more here, we'd like to hear from you, that kind of stuff. This is going to be the area where your videos are going to be listed when you're in the standard player view. If we were to zoom out just a little bit, you can see when we turn off the player view and we're back on the grid view, you can see whether your arrows are still going to work in the grid view versus a player view. So it's a good way to interact. Turn them on, turn them off, make sure that everything you're putting in there is just the way you want it to be. Pretty cool tool right here, all done in Photoshop with your nifty guides and backgrounds and all kinds of neat stuff. Definitely worth the $1 that we're asking for it. Think about how much time this is going to save you.